Picture a man going on a journey behind sight and sound. He has left YouTube. He has entered the Patriot Zone. Well done, Stephen Graham. Steve Graham, should I say. You're right, it was Jurassic Park, but theoretically, didn't that cam make an appearance in Dominion? So you could all be right. Beat up and stuff like that. I'm trying to pick really obscure props from films, and I can't believe you actually got that. So I need to go more obscure, that tells me. It is a close shave, definitely spider sprue. So today, I made good on my promise. I didn't go anywhere near a fire, but Robert Beveridge, the viewer on the channel and Patreon also, he's not going to be here tonight because he had travelled back. He came to visit the man cave, and we burnt the Titanic. So I no longer have an Eagle Moss Titanic. It went up in smoke. If you haven't seen that, it's on social media. It's on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And I've got a big empty gap on the wall here, so not sure what I'm putting there yet. I may be putting the Sovereign of the Seas if I do put another wooden ship or start another wooden ship. Hello, Christian from Grantham.
Let's give it up big time. Hello, Christian from Grantham. Now let's get cracking.
You know what, Christian? I don't know when that jingle finishes, so I rely on the little bouncy bar at the bottom because I've got no headphones in and I haven't got any reverb anymore, so it doesn't actually come through my headphones even if I do. The only way that I know that you're hearing sounds is by looking at these green bars down below, so pretty fun. But tonight we're going to be doing pack 3 of the Ferrari. Now I'll be honest with you, I've done a bit of cheating. I have done the first 3 or 4 stages of pack 3 already because it would really be monotonous you watching me putting pipes in, and believe me, it took me about an hour and a half before the stream just to put the pipes in. It looks really good, and I will be showing you that in a minute, but we're going to do that afterwards. Something I want to show you first, which is completely different, it's now for something completely different, is something I've got from Mayu's store. Now, I don't think I'm going to be building this. I told Mayu's store that I don't really want to build anything else because I prefer to build the large-scale models, and even though they are intricate and art-worthy, they did insist on sending me a mechanical butterfly. But I can't build it, and let me show you why. I'm just going to go to up that camera there. That's the one. First of all, it came like this. Okay, so we've got whatever this bit is. No idea. I'm guessing that's some sort of stand. And as you can see, I haven't even opened this. So you may be thinking to yourself, well, why aren't you doing it, Wayne? And that'll all become apparent in a second. Let me just open this. I will catch up with chat in a minute. No, she's not letting me have a motorbike. I'm doing the Rossi bike, Paul Reynolds. What the hell's this? Stand by. Caligo Euro. After wings, there was a butterfly. It's some sort of haiku or something. I don't know. That comes with it. And basically, all the parts for the butterfly are in here. It comes with some pliers and stuff. And then we've got, how many of these cases we've got? We've got... Unless I think they've sent me 2 butterflies. I think that's what it's looking like here. They have. They've sent me 2 butterflies. Let me just open this one as well, because I want to see what these postcards are. Are they the same? No, they're just different kinds of butterflies, I'm guessing. So we've got that one. And we've got that one. Now, why can't I build this? This is crazy. You're going to love this. Not a lot, but you're going to love it. Just going to move this to one side. Right, it's all to do with the Ferrari again, the Ferrari F40 and the instructions. These are the instructions that you get. Are you ready for this? There you go. Now, that's as close up as I can get them. You can hardly see what the hell is going on, where the parts are, what they're doing. I mean, that's all they've given. There's nothing online for it. And like, if I go to the close-up camera, oops, that's this one. I suppose if I had the close-up camera, I could show you. But again, it doesn't tell you where all of those parts are. As you see, it says L18 screw, but all of those little bolts in the middle, I don't know where they come from. So I don't know how I'm supposed to build a butterfly. So I think that one's going to be going to the I'm not doing it pile. It's too much time. It's too much mucking around. So if anyone else wants to have a go at that, then I'll be happy to send it out to you, and you can have a go. But yeah, it's not my cup of tea. I'm not going to do it. You're going to try and build it. Well, there's 2 there. So you can have one if you want, Mrs. Wayne. And I'll give one away. Piece of cake, Chris. It tells you the screws, but it don't tell you all the other little bits. And believe me, there's a lot of other little bits. And there's nuts different size. Oh, God. But Mrs. Wayne, if you want to try, then I'll be happy for you to try. It's your 64th birthday today. Oh, happy birthday, David. Happy 34th birthday. Because after 60, you get half your age. So it makes you 32, doesn't it? Wait, do your maths properly. You know what? David, I might still have, please let me still have it. I do. I have the happy birthday logo. Happy birthday, David. Welcome to the Patreon stream tonight. I can't believe 64. Wow, you're young. You're young. Although the Beatles did sing a song about you. Apparently you're losing your hair. And, you know, people will be sending you a Valentine and stuff. All good. But no, happy birthday. Okay, I'm going to show you what I've actually done on the Ferrari at the moment. David Phillips, I don't know if you're in chat tonight. But I think you'll be impressed with what I've done so far. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's go to top camera. Okay, this is the engine. Up to stage, God knows what. I can't remember what stage we're on. Hang on, let me, might help if I boot that up. Stand by. I'm just getting the instructions on the screen because, you know, I thought I might have that all prepared, but, you know, I didn't. So, right, that's better. Okay, we're good to go. Okay, so this is up to stage 20. No, I'm lying to you. This isn't up to stage 20. This is up to stage 19. Okay, and that's what it's looking like at the moment. Now, on the close-up, I'm going to tell you everything we've done. In the last stage, you remember, we were putting these HT leads in that went all around the sides there and there. And what I did is I folded them down over the distributor here. Now, I think the instructions are a little bit weird because all of these fuel lines stack up in a column just here that you can see. You have 4 different rings and you put 3 fuel lines coming out of each and you stack them up and they go into the pins just underneath these I can't remember what they're called, whatever they're called. They go up into these, but they want the HT leads to go on top of them. So why did we put the HT leads in first? Didn't make any sense. So what I did was I had to thread each one of them round, and believe me, it was a meticulous job. So that's that in. The last couple of stages, we just had to put the oil, I think it's the oil filter we're doing here. Is that what that is? Stand by. The fuel distribution system, sorry, not oil. This is the fuel distribution system, and we have pipes galore coming off of that. So we've got a short, long pipe here, and a long, long pipe, which is coming out the middle. We've got a tiny pipe that's coming out the top of it, which is going into this fuel stack that we had here. A larger pipe coming out the back here, which is looking like that. We've got a tiny, tiny, tiny pipe, which I'm pointing to there, the black pipe. I don't know if you can see that underneath, which comes out of that distribution system, of the fuel distribution system, into just underneath the stack. And then finally, we've got these 2 little sort of catches here, one this side and this one this side, which had to go in there. But that's the engine. Now, the only things that aren't connected at the moment is these 2 long wires here, this one here, and this short wire on top of the, I keep calling it a wire, that would be a wire, the rest are pipes, and this one here. Everything else is connected. Also, the only things where we haven't put things is on this distribution system again. We've got a hole just there. I haven't had to put anything in that yet. And I think, yep, there's a nipple just there. Silver nipple, can I touch it? There, which again, we haven't had to put anything in yet. But it took a while. It took a long while. All of these in the side here are glued in. There was no way I was doing that on top with that in. It's still a hickledy-pickledy mess, but to be honest with you, on the pictures, it looks like a hickledy-pickledy mess. I just wanted to make this sort of technique with the distributor there, with the leads coming out like they are there. So that is where we are with the engine. I don't think there's anything else that I've added to it. The only other thing that we've done is had this end here. Looking like that. Sorry, Mrs. Wayne's outside shouting at dogs. We just had to put that little detail in the end there. And that brought us to the end of stage 19. So we finished stage 19 and we're going to be starting stage 20. So hopefully that's caught up. But believe me, just putting that, because Robert came round today, as I said, we were burning the Titanic. And I was worried about tonight's stream. I really didn't want to get into doing these fuel lines, cutting them down and try and putting them in with my glasses, being really quiet, and you having an hour watching me struggle, which might actually be quite a good video thinking about it. Who knows? There's no flocking tonight, David. It may be your birthday, but I'm not flocking tonight. But the fact I've said flocking now will probably start that off. I have been told that I spoke far too much about Kate Beckinsale at yesterday's stream, so we can't be doing that either tonight. Let me just sort out. I've got open windows everywhere on my computer, and I don't know why that is. And I'm putting the instructions here. So tonight, I think we've got another 5 stages to do. So I'm going to start them right now. Once again, I will try and keep up with chat when I can. And I'll look up, but I haven't got a clue. I haven't looked ahead on the instructions, so I don't know what we're doing. Shouting at dogs. Yeah, we got 2 dogs here at the moment, David, because the mother-in-law's here, so she's brought her dogs up as well. The pipes are easy to do, Peter. Don't get me wrong. They're not hard to do. It's hard to keep them tidy, if that makes sense. They actually fit onto the nipples quite hard. Nipples, look, I've started again, haven't I, already? So I haven't had to glue them. And you do have to hold the pipe with tweezers right at the end. Otherwise, you're never going to get them on. But yeah, it did take a while, so all cool. Now I'm going to keep us on the close-up cam. No, I won't. I'll go to this camera first while I open the next pack. So in stage 20, the rest of these packs don't seem to have much in them. But this is details for the engine lubrication system. That's what they're calling this. Once again, they don't actually show you, as you can see on the bag, what stage number there are. So I've had to write them on. Number 20 there doesn't relate to that number on the back. So that just makes things really hard for me. So, how are we starting this one? Now, I think we're actually building onto this section here that we just finished in the last stage. So, let's have a look. So, I need to retrieve the cooling and lubrication system from this stage and connect the oil filter. So, we've got an oil filter. Now, since the Tuesday stream, I've been told off about not knowing parts of the engine, so I am now going to take it upon myself to learn parts of the engine. So this is the oil filter going on. The oil filter is just going to go onto this section just here, and it's going to follow the match of what you just see there. So just going to push that on. Oh, it is shaped, so it can only go in one way anyway. And there we go, we've got the oil filter on. So that is the oil filter. I can't believe how triggered I can get people. Oh well. You would believe I can do basic things in the car. I've changed the distributor before. I've done an oil change. I've changed spark plugs. I think that's about it. I can probably do a service in the car, but yeah, as for knowing the names of parts, not so much. Stand by. Oh, I was going to say I was looking for this bit here. I thought I'd lost it. Okay, so we've got this pipe. Join the L connector to the intake again. The semicircular shape of the interlocking connections will help you center the coupling correctly and firmly. So I'm going to need my magnifying glasses here because honestly, I cannot see the end of this. It is a semicircular shape. So it's going to go in that way, just like that. We're going to be putting a pipe on the end of it. And just like I mentioned earlier about how we put these pipes on, hold it right at the end like that. And then wiggle it just a little bit. And then when you got it on, you should be able to just shimmy it up to the edge just like that. And then in. You want to make sure that the pipe goes right up to the butt end of that, otherwise there is a chance of it falling out. Okay, so that piece looks just like that. As you can see, adjacent to the filter there are 2 pins. They're talking about these pins here. These correspond with 2 holes in the base of the air intake arrows, so they correspond to these 2 holes just here. A perfect reproduction. Sorry, the instructions decided to show me what the engine's going to look like in the... Why would they do that? Sorry, I look like stupid now. So I'm working through the instructions, and then they decide to just stick that picture in there to show what it looks like in the car. Just in the middle of the instructions. We were working on this, stick a random picture in there, and then continue the instructions. Why? Why, man? Why? Okay, what are we doing? So using the pins in the hole, we're going to be putting this in. So this is going in this way here. Whoops. This way round. So that's in like that with the pipe coming out the side there. And that, I think, is all there is to do in that stage. It is. Now in the next stage, we've got loads of pipe work to do. So let me just clear that off. It's the lubrication thingamabob. It would be a disaster if I flopped the Ferrari engine. Hey, I'm such a professional now, Marcus, that I can flock anything now. Okay, so this has got pipes in, which means this is going to be fiddly because it looks like the pipes are different lengths as well. So this is the separator filter and its pipe work. So let me just lay these pipes out. We've got number one, which is the separator filter pipe, and this is a smallish pipe. Stick that there. We've got a longer pipe, which is the return water pipe, which looks exactly the same as the other pipe, just slightly longer. That's number two. Number three is the... Yeah, there it is. Number three is the separator base and connectors. Check. Number four is the separator filter. Check. Number five is the oil pipe connector. Check. Which leaves the final one, number six, the cylinder banks compensation pipe. I have got no idea what any of that does. So I'm being honest. Okay, so first things first, we're going to be taking the separator filter onto its base. So that's these two sections here. And I'm going to put them... Is it a separate way? No, you can go any way. Onto there, like that. Okay, this is going to go onto one end of this. I'm just trying to figure out which way round they've actually got this. They've got it that way. So this end here is going on the end of this section here. Don't need tweezers for that. That's gone on absolutely perfectly. Take the water return pipe and fit the nozzle to the highlighted images. So the water return pipe, stand by, I've got to remember now, was the medium size pipe. It wasn't the small one. This one here. That's going on the other end. Perfect. Pick up the engine. Oh god, here we go. Right. There's the engine. Rotate and lift up the support brackets affixed to the base, protruding to the base and the distributor, and we want to put this on. It wants me to temporarily remove the oil pump flange. Right, okay. So, oh god. See how fiddly this is getting? So this is the oil pump flange here. It wants me to remove that. Not quite sure how I'm doing that. Stand by. So see if I can pry this out with a screwdriver. Yep, it's coming. Temporarily remove that. Lift up these tabs. 1 and 2. Then we're going to put this into position. So we've got 2 holes. Oh, I'm trying to figure this out. Stand by. This side. That doesn't really make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. Can't go on that way. Hang on, I'm just thinking. So it's going on that way. Right. That's better. So, as you can see there, we've got 2 holes here. 2 holes this side. They're going to go into the lugs there and there. And I don't want to trap that black wire there as well. So let's get 1, 2, 3, and 4. And push these flush to the engine there. Perfect. Then we can put these tabs just at the top there, as you can see, down into the holes that has just created. One. And this side, a bit fiddly. Just want to move that. Moved it too far. Stand by. There we go. 2. Get that all the way in. Excellent. So that's holding those in at the top. Just double checking the instructions. Stand by. The rubber pipe of the flange must pass under the main cooling pipe. Yep, I think I've got that. It has. They want it going under. I'm thinking. Hang on. It's not helping. Stand by. The rubber pipe of the flange. It's not helping. The rubber pipe of the flange. That's this. They're talking about this one. I think they're talking about this one. It's not making it very clear at all. Hang on a second. This doesn't make any sense. Right, hang on. Ah, right, okay, I've skipped a bit. That's why. So we've done that bit. So we need to plug in a pipe into this nipple just there. And that pipe is... Join the lubrication and cooling assembly to the engine, taking care to match. Let's also check that none of the pipes interfere with assembly. It's not actually helping me with what pipe this is that's going in here. Have I missed something? They seem to have... They seem to have missed a part out, because we're supposed to have this pipe and we're supposed to thread this, I believe, onto... No, that's not going to fit on there. What's that bit for then? I can see where this bit goes, I think. This isn't helping. Any ideas? I'm struggling. I knew this was going to happen. Pick up the engine, rotate. I've done that. Temporarily remove the oil pump. I've done that. And now it's saying join the lubrication and cooling assembly to the engine. Take care to match the 4 mounting pins with the holes. Also check that none of the pipes there. They've got a pipe in here which wasn't here before, which they've got connected directly. Let me go back. They've got it connected directly. You put the water return pipe in the wrong place. They wanted that there. Hang on, let me have a look again. Stand by. So the water return pipe. I've done that one. Take the water return nozzle and fit in the nozzle and fit it in the nozzle. No, stage 3. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. You're right. Thank you. Who was that? Steve. Thank you, Steve Edmonds. I'm glad someone's with it tonight. So the water return pipe's going into this one here. Yeah, we're getting there now. That almost put a dampener on an otherwise fine plan. Okay, let's get this in. That was almost a Tuesday night car crash stream. Okay, so we've got that one in now. I'm just checking where they want this to go. So they want this pipe. This is going off into this direction here. Now they seem to have a pipe coming from... No, we've got that one in. That's okay. Stand by. So this pipe that we've just put in is coming out of this section here. Oops. Under this pipe. Under this pipe. See, this is what it would have been if I hadn't done those fuel lines. We would just be doing this for a couple of hours. Under this pipe. Let's just hold it. And then pull it up there. So it's coming out up above the engine just there. Okay, we're good. I'm happy. The rubber pipe of the flange must pass under the main cooling pipe and under the right hand rod. Oh, they want it under the right hand rod as well. Okay. In there. And out. You can see that. Oh, you can't see that. There we go. So that's now out on that side, coming around from there. Hello, Todd. How's it going? We're having fun putting things in. Try not to skip instructions. Right, connect the rubber hose to the chromed fitting location at the base of the oil filter. Right, so that's the hose we've got left. Is going onto that nipple I showed you earlier on the other side of the distributor section, I think. Is it this one? Or is this one? Now you need to reinstall the oil pump flange. Oh no, it's this one. It's the one that we've got going around. Right, I can see where that plugs in now. That's going into this one just here. Come on. Come on. Not easy. There we go. That's on. So it's coming from this section here, under there, under the pipe, into the side of that distribution system. That was a nightmare. Now I need to reinstall the oil flange, which I can do. It's a D-shaped pattern. So that's going in there just like that. I'm just going to round that off because I don't want the kink in there. Tidy it up a little bit. There you go. Perfect. Which means I've got a couple of cables here which I haven't done anything with, and it hasn't asked me to do anything with. This one and that one there. Doesn't say anything. So I'm going to leave them to one side. I've also got this end here. Again, it hasn't really showed me where that's going. It's a bit strange. And this is just hanging around there. Very strange. Just going to look ahead quickly just to see if we're doing anything with that. Oh yeah, we're using them in the next stage. That's good. Put that to one side. This is a nightmare. I'm glad I started this early, I tell you. There we go. So this is stage 22. Big bulkhead here. Get these parts out. So we've got the fireproof bulkhead. We've got the oil tank cap. And the fuel valve. That's those two. Some screws. And finally, the actual oil tank. Excellent. What are we doing now? So, those pipes we had, I need this one and the little connector that we just had previously. Just get these together. I don't understand. Shorten the pipe that comes to the oil filter by about 25. Oh, comes from the oil filter. Now, hang on a second. Shorten the pipe that comes from the oil filter. This is going into, right, okay. This is going into the end of this pipe here, but they want me to shorten it by about 25 mil. I can do that. Done. Then put this little connector in here, but the way they've got it is they're feeding it underneath this wire just there. So let me get this in. Feed it out the bottom. Thread this end onto it. I realised it wasn't that other pipe because there's no way the thickness of it is going to go into this bit here. And then this is plugging into this little hole or nipple just there like that. Excellent. So that's another one in. Take the separator pipe, which is the shortest that was supplied in stage 21. What stage are we on now? 22. So that's this pipe that I just had. Right, gotcha. Attach it to the free connector of the separator. Okay, so we're attaching that to this side of this separator here. Hope you can see this. Let's get that on. Excellent. And the rear connection on the oil pipe flange, which is The rear connector on the oil pipe flange. Again, carefully check the pathway of the pipe. I'm just seeing where that's going. So it's going out of here. Right, so it's going in the same place as this one we just put in. There's a rear connector there, so hang on. Let me just find where I'm putting it first. Okay, I see where it's going. It's going under here. And there's a little nipple just behind that lead we just put in. It would have been easier to put this one in first, I'll tell you. Stand by. Okay, so behind that lead we just put in, there is another nipple just there. So, that's in. Wow, excellent. This one here that we had from the previous stage, that's going to be going on this side of the engine, the clean side if you like. Just figuring that out. And they're going into the ends here. I'm just seeing which way round it goes. It looks like it goes this way. And there's two little nipples on the end of these two end pieces here. So let's get these in. Not easy. One in there. These don't hold themselves very well. They're fitting in very loose. Using the particular connections. I'm wondering, should I put a little bit of glue on these? Because they really aren't holding very, very hard at all. Stand by. Oh, come on. This one should have gone in first, I think. That one's in. They're both in. And they look like that. But they don't hold themselves very well, I have to say. But that is the... what's that pipe called? Installing the engines, the recover the cylinder banks compensation pipe. That's what that's called. They route the pipes differently in stage 2202. Just checking. 2202. They've got this one going to the back. They've just got this one. Let me just show you. They've got this one here going just round the back. I can do that with this one. It goes into the same place, but they've got it going around the back here. That'll probably make it a little bit tidier, actually. So let me do that. There you go. So that one's now around the back. So we do still have a lead going around the front, which is... what's that lead? Oh, that's this lead here. It's going around the front. They've got this one going sort of... stand by. Like that. There we go. That's more like the picture now. Is that okay, Steve? I think we're good. We're good. Everything's plugged in where it needs to be. That's the main thing. Okay. We're now going to work on the easy bits. I can have a sigh of relief. Thank God. Okay, so we're going to mount the fuel valve. That's this section here. Just into the D-shaped hole that we've got there. Put that in. Can only go in one way. Whoops. Unless I drop it, of course. Again, these bits don't need glue. They're quite tough and rigid when they go in, so no problems there. A couple of bits to put on the actual oil tank here. And again, we've got a D-shaped hole for the cap at the top, so get that in. Just like that. And that's just going to go into this space just here. And again, it's a push-in. And it sort of locks itself in. There's no way that's coming out there. So that looks good. And then we're going to be putting this on the engine. So, it's... wow. This is going to go onto this piece that we just had there. And as you can see, we've got 3 holes here. Are going to match these 3 holes that we got there. So all that pipe work that we were just doing, we're about to hide. So I'm just going to line this up to where this goes. Just making sure it's... sorry, I'm trying to put it in the wrong way. It's going in the right way. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. And it's going to be held in with these end screws. Let's get that together. And screw these in. To get this much detail, I tell you, is something that just doesn't come naturally. I can get this one in first, gently. One in. Hopefully that's lined up the ones underneath here. Looking good. That one's gone in. That's 2. Put number 3 in, and I will be using my heavy duty screwdriver as long as this screws in okay. That's looking okay. Get me heavy duty screwdriver on this and put this in as tight as I can. All of that tidying the wires up. I can't believe we've just hidden it all. Absolutely crazy. Just like that. Oh, Tommy Cooper, bless him. Okay, so that is now what that's looking like. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? So now the only 2 leads that I think we haven't connected is these 2. And we still haven't done anything. Oh, let's just get me that one out. Hang on, I've pinched it. There we go. And just this one at the top of the distributor. We haven't connected that one yet either. But looking good. Looking very good. Okay, put that to one side. And bring over the next stage, which is the battery. Doing the battery now. Whoops. Now this battery has only got the task of looking like a battery. I don't know. I don't think there's any power in this unit at all. We're not going to be having lights or anything. Or engine noises. You need a microscope to do yours. My eyesight ain't the best, Peter, I tell you. Okay. Yeah, Chris, definitely. I paid 6 months up front for my Enterprise. And I never got any after stage 21. I think that was the last thing that everyone got, wasn't it? So, okay, so battery. All we're going to do is we're going to be putting the top of the battery on, which looks like this with the terminals already built into it. And that's just going to press into those 2 lugs that we can see there. Let's get that lined up. 1, 2. And push that in. Very good. No, I'm not happy with that, actually. Can that go down anymore? Yeah, it can. There we go. So that looks like that. It was up at one side just for a second there. Once I've done that, retrieve the engine assembly that you assembled from the previous stage. And this is going to go... Wow, okay. Hang on. They haven't wanted me to put the bracket on. Do we do that afterwards? We do that afterwards. Okay, so... Bring this over. Hopefully you can see this on here. We've got these 2 holes just here by the pipe. We're going to be mounting the battery this way round into those holes. So I'm going to push some of these cables out the way just while I get that lined up. And push that down. Just like that. Perfect. That's the battery on. That's just crazy. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how this one. Install a bracket. If necessary, you can slightly widen the fixing holes using a round file. Okay, so this is going diagonally. Into... stand by. I'm trying to figure that one out. There's a hole this side. I can't see the hole on the other side. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's in there. And this is going to go in that hole there. Just like that. I think we're good. Just checking. I don't think it can go down anymore. It sort of goes in at an angle. As you can see there. That looks pretty good. I like that. You see that? Now this only goes in on the hole on this side here. It doesn't go in the hole. There's no holes for it to attach on the other side, which is a little bit strange. They've got it sort of just sitting. Oh, wait a minute. They might have a hole. They have got a hole. Oh my God, I missed it. Right, hang on. See, this is me being blind. There we go. We're in now. There is a tiny hole just behind that section there. If you can see that. So that's that section in there. It's hiding one of the terminals. I don't know if it's meant to do that, but there you go. I don't think I can... There we go. I can move it a little bit, so we're not hiding one of those terminals now. I think that's all there is to do in that stage. It is pretty impressive. Move that to one side, and we're going to move on to the last stage, which is absolutely ginormous. This is stage 24. Well now. Hello Ian, how's it going? Before we start that, because there's not a lot to do with this, Todd, I had a call. I'm under the impression that IXO are actually tied up because even though they've got licensing for everything, they haven't got license to distribute. So they're in a catch-22. So they can make the stuff, but they can't distribute the stuff, from what I understand. I don't know if you've heard anything about that. But that puts a dampener on things. Because if that's the case and licensing are tied up, there's no way that they're going to be sending stuff out to us. I know that definitely for the Eleanor. But I don't know. I'm guessing it's the same for the Enterprise and everything else. From what I understand, the intellectual properties is still in, you know, the administrator. The main creditor being Santander. So I don't know if they own it or what. But have you heard anything else about that? Look at this while I'm waiting. Look. Check that out for the main frame. Now, most of the engine's metal. Obviously, this bit is plastic. But it's looking nice, isn't it? That's excellent. It sounds like they were able to at least get US license at this point. Oh, okay. Because as far as I'm aware, they've got nothing for the UK. So, I don't know. Don't know how we're going to get on with that. But again, with the way the court systems are at the moment, and I think it's something like 60,000 cases behind, I can't see it getting sorted anytime soon, to be honest with you. But don't worry, I'm not about to burn anything else yet. Okay. So let me just go to the screen over here. So basically, we've got the cockpit cradle looking like that. Has been very realistically reproduced. Even the rivets, which is the real car, were used to join together the aluminium panels of the body, have been replicated on my model. The filler hole also has been assembled very accurately, as you can see there. Join the cradle to the seat by fitting all the pins in the cradle into the corresponding columns on the seat. Do not press the two components against each other because you'll be separating them again at a later stage. So we're not actually doing anything apart from putting the seat in there. So I better just quickly nip over to this side over here and just get the seat. 1 second. Okay, so that's the seat. If you remember, we had to dirty it up and weather up the seat. So it used to be white, but now it's a sort of, I mean, the light of the studio is making that still look white. Stand by. If I go to that camera, as you can see, it's a lot more dirty than it was. So the seat is basically going to be going into the pins that we can just see down the bottom there. So they don't want me to push it all the way down because we're going to be separating it, but this will give you an idea of how this looks. Whoops. And of course it's fiddly. Oh, come on. Probably the easiest thing on the build. I can't even do that. All right, hang on. One. There you go. That's what the seat is going to look like in there. Pretty good, huh? And there's nothing else to do. I'm just double checking the instructions. That's it. That's the end of that stage. In the next stage, we're going to be starting to do seats, as you can see here. And we have got a little bit of the framework. Now, that's up to stage 24. We've done the engine. We've done one of the wheels. We've got the suspension and the frame to do. This is 12 packs, right? Because I'm looking at it and I'm wondering what's there left to do. Once the bulkhead's in, which will, let me just pick the engine up, go on kind of like that there. You can see how it's going to fit into the holes. That's all going to be sitting on the frame of the wheels. But I think we are now finished with the engine, so I need to keep that safe. So Dave Phillips, if you're watching, very enjoyable build. But the last couple of stages, last couple of packs were quite hard, to be honest with you, because of how detailed those pipe works are. All good. So I'm just tidying up. See, I wasn't joking earlier on when I say about that. I mean, it's a funny side that I burnt the Titanic, but there is a serious side to it as well. Seriously, I cannot operate if there's something in here which is getting me down or I know can't be completed. I just have a mind blank. It's a mental thing. So that's why I burnt it, and I feel great now. And believe me, there's one more thing in here which is bugging the hell out of me, and that's the Eleanor. Now, the Eleanor was a lot further along than the Titanic. As a matter of fact, the Eleanor, I think all we were waiting for was the main. We've done the doors. It was just the main body and the boot, I think. We've done all the wheels. So that's sad. I think we're about 15 stages shy for the Eleanor being done. But because it's so close, I think what I'd have to do is I'd have to move that into a room where I just can't see it. Out of sight, out of mind. Hopefully that will work. You do a dry weather setup and a separate wet weather setup. Really? Oh, okay. Have you built this before then, Steve? Don't burn that. No, I won't. I mean, if anything, if I wanted to complete it, I could just get the Super Snake, couldn't I? And just use the same bodywork. But the obviously still with the Eleanor. I mean, this is what I'm talking about in this workshop here. Look, I open this drawer up. I've got some parts here for the Alpine. So that's in this drawer here. Stand by. And Alpine. But I've got an Eleanor door. I've got another Eleanor door, which is, look how dusty it is. How can that be dusty when it's been in a drawer? That doesn't make any sense. I've got a steering wheel. I think that's from the Alpine. I've got this, which I think is definitely from the Eleanor. And I've also got this from the Eleanor, which is just taking up time in a drawer. Taking up time, taking up space, should I say, in a drawer. Which I'm having to share with the Alpine at the moment. So when you're building as many models as I am, you really do cherish the space that you have. But it's just a shame. We've done those 2 working doors for the Eleanor, and there's not really a lot I can do with it now. Just it just gave me an opportunity to sort this drawer out and make sure all the Alpine stuff's at the front. But that's quite a fun build, I have to say. Excellent. Still don't understand why it can be dusty when it's in a drawer. You can have the carcass of the Eleanor, Ian. I'll be happy for you to take it away. And then if they do bring it back, Todd, then Ian, you're welcome to it. Because I tell you, it drives me nuts. I mean, it's part of the reason, as I said, on the Patreon channel, that I said I just need to cut back what I'm doing. I spoke to Ian about it on Monday as well, that it was getting to the point last week where I was approaching burnout because I was doing 9 videos. And then I've got dentist appointment. I've got the kids this week as well. And I just can't do that many. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to get at least a video out every day. And if I'm not getting a video out, because there's no video on the channel tomorrow, but there is a live stream. So there's only one thing to do rather than 2. Today, though, we've done 2. So I've obviously done the orrery today and the live stream tonight, which I'm happy with. I can manage that. But like yesterday, I managed to see Black Adam. So I'm getting a little bit of the relaxing tones again. But I mean, when you work from home, you do need to be able to not only motivate yourself, but know that you can't push yourself too much, because you'll get the same stress at home as you would do at work, and you take on too much. And part of that is to stop any of the clutter that I've got in here. I mean, the Explorer spaceship's looking at me, but I know I've got 9 months to do that. So you know, I'm getting there. And with the Blackbird, the SR-71 at the moment, I can do that whenever I want at the moment. It's still sitting back there. I've got my pictures on the screen and I'm just slowly painting details. Good thing about the SR-71 is you don't have to paint it all together. You can paint the details and then put them together, because that's how airplanes are made, really. So I still haven't had any news by Airfix, by the way, for the Spitfire build. All I know is in November I'm going somewhere, but it's undisclosed. They haven't told me where I'm going. It's not Margate. So, what drawers do I have? I've got 3 wooden ones behind me, if you can see that are lockable. They're like file drawers. And then I've got those like plastic small tray drawers, about A4 size, which hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which hold six drawers. In the top one, I'll tell you what I've got in my drawers, shall I? What has he got in his drawers? Top one, I've got the Porsche 917, both builds, the Agora ends the IXO. Second one, as you said, Eleanor and the Alpine. Third one, any details for the R2-D2 I've still got left. The fourth one is my kitchen drawer. So all the random stuff, spare glue, fuse wire, all that sort of stuff. And the fifth and sixth ones, decals, instructions, acetates, paper, magazines. So definitely. You put EM stuff in a club, but well, I see. I need the space under here as well, Bergdis. The only box which is right in the corner that I can't get to is not only full of the Enterprise. It's got all of the unopened packs from whenever I stopped it, all the way up to stage 21 in there. Out of sight, out of mind. Will's Workshop. You still have part finished DeLorean on the side. I'm missing all the rear reactor elements for that. God, you know what you could do, Will? Someone done it before, and rather than make the Back to the Future DeLorean, they made the proper DeLorean. They 3D printed the vented back, and yeah, they filled up the holes of the dashboard and made a proper DeLorean. I think that was an excellent idea. Perhaps I'll do that again if they ever have. But someone's got to bring up the DeLorean, surely. There's some things that people need to buy that, you know, that need to get the license for, but I don't know. I mean, we must be talking a lot of money for Eaglemoss to be going that far into the red. Those licenses mustn't be cheap. If Mrs. Worldaway builds one of them butterflies, if there's a second, I'm begging, I would say no. I'll probably do, because Paul, a couple of people have asked, I'll probably do a giveaway if someone wants it. I don't even want to open it, to be honest with you, because again, it's another monkey. I call them monkeys, having a monkey on your back. And the more monkeys you get on the back, the more it drags you down. I tell Mrs. Worldaway this all the time. So it's another monkey on my back, and I don't want too many monkeys on my back. They do. They have their main office in Margate, David, but I'm not going to Kent. I know that. It's in East Sussex. I'm guessing it's somewhere near Brighton or Eastbourne, somewhere around there when they say East Sussex. It's an actual manufacturing plant where they're making the Spitfire. And from what I understand, I'm also speaking to the designer of the model as well. And I'm getting to see one actually made. So, you think Alex McDonald did some printing, Wayne, to complete his? To complete his what? The, I'm confused. The Eleanor? Because I still need the whole bodywork for that. Wayne, with all of your builds you're doing, will you be able to keep up with them without doing a video every day? Yes, I will. And the reason being, because I'm actually short of things to build now. Believe it or not. Tonight, after that Ferrari's done, no video tomorrow. Friday, I've got Titanic Pack 4, and I've looked at Pack 4, and there's a damn lot to do. So that's probably going to take most of the day Friday. All I've got here then is the Lamborghini Miura Pack 6, Route Master Pack 11, and to be honest with you, the Route Master's just screwing in loads of end screws. That's not going to be too bad. That's it. I'm doing the V8 engine, and I'm caught up. I've done everything, and so that's why I'm doing the Roka Orrery and stuff. What tends to happen is things come at the beginning of the month, and the way that I manage any stress and all that is I try and get a video in the bag, so I'm not worried about trying to get a video up in a certain time, because the video will go up in the morning. If a video doesn't go up in the morning, that's when I get a little bit nervous. But yeah, as long as the video's gone up on the day I say it will go up, then it's fine. But what the most important thing is keeping to a schedule. So now you peeps know that there's definitely going to be a video up Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. And there's definitely going to be a live stream Tuesday and Friday, and patrons, there'll always be a patron stream on Wednesday. As long as I stick to that schedule, we should be okay. But there isn't anything new coming out either, apart from the Tumblr's definitely confirmed for January, so I know I'm doing that. No news on the Lancaster, and I haven't seen anything else on the horizon. Now, Chris Collection, he's a French YouTuber. He sent me, I've got the Canada Air trial coming. I've got the ET trial coming. And he's chucking in a load of other bits that were on trial as well in France. So they should be here in the next day or so, because I've got the DPD notification of that. So that'll be something that I'm going to put on the channel. We call it Trial Hour or something. All cool. Chris, yeah, we do. 14th of August, we're going to be down. We're staying at Holywell Bay, Chris. Holywell Bay. So I don't know where that is from you, but that's where we are. And I think the 14th of August is a Monday, isn't it? Stand by. I think it is. Hang on. 14th of August is a Monday, yeah. So that's the day, and we're there for a week, Chris. So definitely we'll arrange something. David, thank you. That's the other one. I can see it there. No, it's not finished, but there's not a lot to do. It's just bodywork now. So that's probably something I'm going to get on next week, actually. Have you seen the Hornby TT 120? I haven't. Not yet, no. No, you haven't missed it. Again, out of sight, out of mind. The actual car's indoors on one of the shelves. The boxes are in there, or what's left of them. And I've got the last pack I was working from over there. So it's all cool. But it looks lovely. Holywell Bay looks really nice. And it's not far from Perranporth either. I knew it was somewhere near there, but I know now. So it's all cool. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. You put the videos at the same time the day after I finish the edit. That makes sense, Birdis. I mean, normally you probably notice I try and get my videos out in the morning, but I said I looked at Titanic Pack 4. There's no way that's. I mean, I'll probably have the build done in the morning, but doing the editing never going to happen. Never in a million years. You received the Bismarck toolkit as a freebie. I got the Eddie Stobart toolkit. I think they're just getting rid of any freebies they had, John. It's all cool. Anyway, so tomorrow, no video on the channel, but there is a live stream on Thursday, and as I said, there's Titanic on Friday. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to Gates Garden Centre. Ian, I'm at Gates tomorrow. So I'm going to try and film their Christmas village like I did last year, because I'm just captivated by the Lemax. I think that's the Lemax villages and stuff. And every year they change it to something different, so I want to see what their effort is this year. And I'm sure Mrs. Welderwain's going to be rinsing me for Christmas decorations, fabric, whatever else she wants. So it's all cool. But listen, thanks for joining me tonight. And I'll see you on the live stream tomorrow. Take care.